In 1956, the Thunderbirds moved from Luke Air Force Base in Phoenix, Arizona to their present home in southern Nevada. Nellis Air Force Base, a high-tech oasis perched in the sun-baked Mojave Desert. The disciplined lifestyles of the people who work here contrast with the celebrated glamour of nearby Las Vegas. At Nellis, thousands of men and women go about the very serious business of America's defense. This is one of the busiest military air bases in the world. Thousands of airmen have passed through Nellis over the years. During World War II, over 500 B-17 crewmen were graduated from its gunnery school every 5 weeks. In the Korean War, virtually every fighter pilot received his combat training on the vast ranges that surround Nellis Air Force Base. Today, in addition to maintaining combat-ready fighter squadrons, Nellis also hosts training exercises that involve virtually every type of military aircraft. The Army, Navy, Marines, plus Allied forces from around the globe also visit here for advanced schooling. With access to over 3.5 million acres of ranges, Nellis has evolved into a mecca of higher learning for aerial combat. Not surprisingly, it's come to be known as the home of the fighter pilot. Nellis Air Force Base is the headquarters of the United States Air Force Tactical Fighter Weapons Center and the home of Red Flag, the most sophisticated, most realistic aerial combat scenario in the world. When a crew returns from a Red Flag exercise, they often feel like they've actually been at war. It's the home of the Tactical Fighter Weapons School, the granddaddy of all other Top Gun schools. Nellis, home of the fighter pilot, is also home of the United States Air Force Air Demonstration Squadron, known throughout the world as the Thunderbirds.
The emblem on the floor has a lot to do with pride and tradition. It's been there for a long, long time, and it symbolizes the Thunderbirds.
For enlisted personnel, volunteering for the team doesn't guarantee the right to wear the Thunderbird emblem or patch. To earn that privilege, they must pass a 21-day trial period. It's a time when would-be team members learn by heart the traditions that will bind them to their fellow Thunderbirds.
During the trial period, you're in here an hour prior to anybody else, doing different squadron details such as waxing and cleaning the patch, doing different brass items around, polishing up brass, sweeping floors, just details that are supposed to be done before anybody else gets here. The day I got patched, it was pouring rain and really cold out there. The wind was blowing, and a lot of things are going through my mind, like when to salute, what it's going to ask me, just everything going through my mind, you know, what to say and what to do. And when they asked me what the commander of the Blue Angels was, and what kind of aircraft they fly, who makes it, and what kind of support aircraft, I knew the answer, and I knew that I'd get it right. It really felt good.
When a no-patch successfully completes his trial period, all the Thunderbirds gather for his patching ceremony, a gesture of confirmation that the new member has earned the right to wear the Thunderbird emblem. Chris Brown is now a Thunderbird.
Getting the patch really means, you know, you're one of the team, and it's a feeling you really can't explain. I was looking ahead, and I think that's what kept me going, looking ahead, knowing what was really out there. Never been with an organization, a unit that has had the people that work together as a team and all as one, as the T-Birds do. Took a lot of time, a lot of studying, but it's definitely worth it to get the patch.
As a fuel system specialist, Airman Chris Brown is now part of an elite team. Each Air Force fighter is assigned a crew chief who is personally responsible for its mechanical operation. Keeping supersonic jet fighters in the air demands the talents of many people, and countless hours of preparation go into each minute of an air show. Individual and group efforts form a team spirit that pays off in mutual trust and confidence. Thunderbird pilots don't perform the usual pre-flight checks that are standard procedure for all other Air Force pilots. That's the responsibility of a Thunderbird crew chief. Although the Air Force has many women aviators, there has never been a female fighter pilot. Congress forbids women from operating frontline fighting equipment, and fighters are definitely frontline. The F-16 is capable of maneuvers far beyond the tolerance of human endurance. When a pilot puts an aircraft into a tight turn, the laws of physics try to pull the blood from his upper body. During these high-G maneuvers, a 160-pound person can effectively weigh over 1,000 pounds. These physical demands on a fighter pilot can be overwhelming. To best explain G-forces, let's take a ride on one of America's top-rated roller coasters, the Thunderbolt, located at Pittsburgh's Kennywood Park. As the coaster crests the top of a hill, riders feel the hollow sensation of partial weightlessness, or a G-force of almost zero. When the roller coaster enters a steep bank, riders experience momentary forces of about 3 Gs. Now imagine controlling a jet 6 feet away from another aircraft under a constant pressure of 4 to 6 Gs.
To become a demonstration pilot is what we call a special duty assignment in the Air Force. You have to be a volunteer for it.
When Captain K.C. Scowell of Wilmar, Minnesota volunteered for the Thunderbirds, he was an instructor assigned to an F-5 squadron. Although he had logged over 1,800 hours in high-performance jets and had graduated as top gun from the Fighter Weapons Instructor course, he had never actually piloted an F-16.
We realized they only get 1, maybe 2 shots at it, at the flying, so they're going to be a little bit nervous.
Any left tendency you push on the left will tend to break that wing to the left. Okay, so just straight on back, and
we just tell them to fly the best they can. After all, every time we go out in public, you're going to have some pressure on you.
Captain Scowell passed his evaluation, but the final decision of who flies with the Thunderbirds is made 2,400 miles to the east at Langley Air Force Base, the headquarters of Tactical Air Command.
Well, ultimately, I'm responsible to select not only the leader, but all the members of the Thunderbird team. And I do that very carefully. There are lots of applicants. There's a lot of people who would like to be the leader and commander of the Thunderbirds. But being a commander demands more than just having the ability to fly an airplane very well. It demands that the individual be able to run the organization and lead, not necessarily manage. As I tell my people, we lead people and we manage things. So I need a leader. I need a dynamic leader, a charismatic leader. I need one who's articulate. I need one, above all, who has the highest integrity. And those are the things that I look for when I select that leader.
Living Dangerously will continue here on A&E.